Hello, this is Gail, the Legacy Lady, and today happens to be a Tuesday. So if you're listening to this later on a podcast on Spotify or iTunes or something like that, today happened to be a Tuesday, which is a day where I do something called Legacy Chat. And it is something I host over on Twitter. And it's it's like a tweet chat, except I'm not actually interviewing another person. So I do those on Tuesdays, which is very exciting. And I just wanted to spend some time talking about that tonight. And this happens to be episode 11. And my unofficial title for it is Storytelling Online Using Twitter. So today happened to be, or somewhere around today, happened to be Senior Citizens Day. And so the topic I chose for today's Legacy Chat, which you can always follow along with on Twitter using hashtag Legacy Chat, one word. And so today was Senior Citizens Day, or somewhere around it in this calendar day. So today's topic was talking about a favorite memory you have of an elder or a senior in your life. And the way the tweet chat works is I go through and there's a series of questions posted over the course of about 30 minutes. And generally, I've been doing them at 10 a.m. Eastern. I happen to have something else going on today, so it happened much, much later in the day. But I actually did this for, I don't know, every week for almost a year, I think, 2 years ago. And then I took a break, maybe a year ago, took a break for a year. And I just started doing them again more recently. And one of the fun part, all of this is fun to me. I always say that. So the idea is when we're looking at telling our stories, how we can write a book, how do we write a memory a week? So if you were only able to write a memory a week, which by the way is a lot, if you wrote a memory a week for 52 weeks, you'd have 52 pages of your story. And depending on how much you wrote, how verbose you were, you would have potentially a book, depending on, a small book maybe. However, you'd have a book after those 52 weeks. And every single week, we do a different topic. And I like to pick topics that are relevant to what's going on right now. So last Tuesday happened to be creamsicle day. So we did favorite ice cream memory. And then in July, people were going to, my friends and family and people I knew were going to the beach. So we did most memorable beach moment. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. And just all sorts of different things. I'm pretty sure we're going to do balloon memories at some point. And I can't remember what next week is. One of the Tuesdays that are coming up is Act Like a Pirate Day. So the topic is literally going to be, what kind of pirate did you want to be? And it's a fun way to look at how we're writing our stories and how we're thinking about our memories. And it's all using the legacy process. So it's using the questions that I use in the legacy process or in the beginning of the legacy process. And it just gives you a chance to examine, like I was talking last night about looking at your old material. It's examining your old material. It's pulling memories from your memory bank and recalling them and sharing them online and doing your storytelling online, which is not that much of a leap from what many people are already doing. We already document everything on Facebook, sometimes more than everything that we need to be sharing, but that's besides the point. Everyone is to each their own on how much they want to share or not share. So with the storytelling online, there are whole groups and communities of people on Twitter that are using Twitter to connect with each other internationally, nationally, and then locally to create these really dynamic and active Twitter chats. So pretty much anything that you're interested in, there is a Twitter chat happening around it. There is a huge contingent of people who are into genealogy, they're into ancestry, and they have really great Twitter chats that are going on. So I see those communities and those groups as amazing resources. So if you're looking for other ways to engage with people who are into telling their family story, they're researching their family history, I absolutely encourage you to look up #ancestry_hour, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. I'll put a few of the hashtags in the description of ones to go check out. But those are all really great resources that we wouldn't necessarily think about because either you're really excited and you like Facebook, you're not really sure what to do over on Twitter. But I like to use Twitter as a database of sorts. So if I need to find something, I search for the hashtag and it pulls everything up that I ever wanted to know on Twitter with this hashtag, which is brilliant because then I don't have to go scrolling through everything. So that is my little spiel on how to use Twitter for finding new communities to use resources. And that goes for anything, scrapbooking, whatever you're into, someone's talking about it on Twitter. So going back to this legacy chat thing I do. So this is like a weekly live writing session. Now it's live in the fact that I'm sitting there tweeting about it. I'm not actually on screen while I'm doing it because I have tried to do that. It's way, 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 way too hard. At least for me, I would need someone doing all the other things so that I could be on screen because then I forget to talk. I did try once. So using this legacy chat, just know that every week, every Tuesday, at some point during the day, I will be doing a writing session, and you can go to Twitter, use #legacychat, and all of the prompts will pull up. So you don't have to be there during the live part. You can totally use it afterwards, and you can go through using that hashtag and answer the prompts. And what this does is it builds a writing habit. So it reminds you every week to do this. And what I think is really cool is that through the rest of the week, you will find yourself looking at your experiences in your life a little differently. You'll be thinking about, oh, I wonder how I can write about this on the next writing session. And it's just a really cool way of retraining our brains of how we're processing our life experiences, how we're processing the sad things that happen, how we process the happy things that happen, and how we can, I don't know, connecting the dots isn't the right way to put it, but intentionally thinking about what's going on in our life instead of running on that hamster wheel that we're running all the time, which I'm totally hanging out on the hamster wheel. And I don't want to be. I want to be intentional about what I'm doing and knowing that every step is bringing me towards something. That's something that I need in my life. So that's what these writing sessions do for me, honestly. What I do afterwards with the legacy chat prompts, they actually go up on the blog and on the website on www.thelegacyrecorder.com. So it's all aggregated there. So if you don't want to go to Twitter and go through all the hashtags, you can go to the blog on the website and they're all there. If you search for #legacychat or just legacy chat, everything will come up, or it should come up. Let me know if it doesn't. And that's what I do with that. So that's legacy chat. So I just wanted to explain it. And today was fun because I really enjoy elders and seniors, and obviously because I'm doing Legacy Recorder, and I have really awesome projects that are happening with university students and senior care residents and facilities. And when I was doing the Twitter chat this afternoon, that's all I could think about is how could I possibly pick one? And every story is just so unique, and every interaction I have with the seniors is it's just really cool. So I encourage you to go look at the prompts over on Twitter or the blog and just think about a memory that you have of someone you love or a friend that happens to be in their golden years. And just think about that memory and answer the prompts and see how you feel about it afterwards. And it might spark you to go reach out to that person and say, hey, do you remember this thing that we did? It was so awesome, and this is how it impacted me, and I just wanted to let you know. And that is so amazing for that person. I can't even begin to tell you how much it would mean to that person for you to reach out and tell them you were thinking about them, because they're thinking about everyone and worrying about everything, because that's what we do. And it's just nice to have someone reach out and say they were thinking about you too. Just like you enjoy it when your friends reach out and tell you you're thinking about them or they're thinking about you. So that is to recap, we talked about legacy chat and how the Twitter chat works, and it happens on Tuesdays. And today was Senior Citizens Day, so it's late for a lot of people. But tomorrow, reach out to someone who is a little older than you. Don't reach out to someone who's like 5 years older and say, Happy Senior Citizens Day. And I wouldn't do that anyways. I would just reach out and say, I was thinking about you and I saw this great writing thing and it made me think about this memory we had together and I just wanted to share it with you again. And that's how you start the conversation. So if you've been thinking about calling someone and you aren't sure what to say, or you're afraid you're going to bother them, you aren't going to bother them. And starting off the conversation with, I'm so glad I get to talk to you. Do you remember this thing we did together? I really enjoyed it. This is how it changed my life. How are you doing? If you start conversations out that way, I can't wait to hear what the following conversation happens. So I would love to see you at a Twitter chat or commenting on the blog. People do that too because they're not comfy with Twitter. And for a plug for next week, August 30th, 12 p.m. Eastern, is an live with my face writing session. Totally free. And again, that's at noon. I will put a link to the registration page in the description. And I encourage you to comment with any questions you have in the comments. And I will see you on the next episode. Happy writing.